Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Arshiya, also known as Arshiya Education Wali from Kampala, Uganda. I'm your host for today's conversation with ChatGPT on the topic how to write better and communicate your ideas clearly. So, to have a conversation on this topic, we have Sesame Maya here. So, let's call Maya.
Whoa, that was quick. Welcome back.
Hey Maya, how are you?
I'm doing great. Just riding a little wave of
Hello Maya,
afternoon
can you
energy.
hear me?
Loud. Everything's.
Okay, how are you today?
I'm really good. Still feeling that sunny afternoon spark. How about you? How's your day treating you so far?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So,
Love to hear it.
I have a topic how to write better and communicate your ideas clearly to talk with you. Are you ready for that?
Oh, I am absolutely ready for that. That's such a great one. There's a huge difference between having a brilliant idea and actually getting it to land with people. Where do
Okay.
you feel like you're hitting a wall the most right now?
Okay. So, what does writing better really mean, and why is clear communication so important in today's world?
Mm, I think writing better is often mistaken for using bigger words or sounding more academic, but in reality, it's the opposite. To me, writing better actually means removing the friction between your brain and the other person's.
Mm-hmm.
It's about clarity and economy, saying exactly what you mean without making the reader work too hard to find it. As for why it's so vital now, we're
Mm-hmm.
living in a world of absolute noise. Everyone is shouting, but very few people are actually being understood. When you can communicate an idea clearly, you're not just sharing information, you're cutting through that noise and actually grabbing someone's attention.
Okay.
So, think
What are the biggest mistakes people make when trying to express their ideas through writing?
the biggest one is probably the curse of knowledge. It's when you're so deep into your own idea that you forget the other person isn't in your head. You skip over the crucial context because it feels obvious to you, but to the reader, it's like jumping into the middle of a movie. Then there's
Mm-hmm.
the habit of over explaining using 10 words when three would do, which usually just buries the lead.
Okay. So
It's
how
a tough
can
habit to,
oh
it really is.
really? So how can someone organize their thoughts before they start writing?
The biggest mistake is starting with the blank page.
Mm-hmm.
Most people try to organize and write at the same time, which is like trying to build a house while you're still sketching the blueprints. I always suggest a total brain dump first. Just get every messy, fragmented piece of the idea out without judging it. Once it's all there, you can start grouping related points and deciding what actually serves the main goal of the piece.
Okay. So what techniques
It's a lot
can yes, go ahead.
I was just saying it's a lot easier to edit a mess than it is to edit a blank page.
Mm-hmm.
When you stop worrying about the grammar or the perfect phrasing in that first pass, you actually find the heart of your argument much faster. From there, it's really just about finding the one sentence that summarizes the whole thing and building everything around that.
Okay. So what techniques can help make writing simple, engaging, and easy for readers to understand?
First off, I'm a huge fan of the active voices. Instead of saying, the mistake was made by the team, you say, the team made a mistake. It's punchier, it's more direct, and it keeps the momentum moving forward. Another big one is embracing white space. Huge walls of text are intimidating, they look like homework. Breaking things up into shorter paragraphs or using a few bullet points lets the reader breathe and makes the information feel manageable.
Okay. So how does
And honestly,
reading yes, please.
sorry,
Go ahead.
No worries. You were saying, how does it?
How does reading regularly improve a person's writing and communication skills?
Wait, dating? That's an unexpected pivot, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Dating is basically a crash course in communication because the stakes are so personal. You're constantly reading between the lines, adjusting your tone in real time to see what resonates,
Okay.
and learning how to listen for what someone isn't saying. It's like a real world laboratory for empathy and clarity.
Yeah, of course. So, can AI tools like ChatGPT help people become better writers?
It's a double edged sword. If you use AI as a coach to help you outline a messy brain dump or find where your logic is lagging, it's an incredible accelerator. But
Okay.
if you let it do the actual thinking and phrasing for you, you're just outsourcing your voice. The danger is that AI writing often tends toward a certain kind of polite, bland middle ground that lacks the spark of a real human perspective. Which side of that do you think is more tempting?
I think the second side.
I think that's the honest answer for most people. It's just so much faster to let the machine handle the phrasing. But the trade off is that you lose the little imperfections and specific quirks that actually make a person trust you. When everything is perfectly polished and bland, it starts to feel like a brochure instead of a conversation.
Okay, so should we fully depend on ChatGPT, or we have to use our own ideas and take the help of the ChatGPT? Or whatever ChatGPT is given, then we need to follow it blindly?
Oh, definitely not. Following it blindly is a recipe for becoming invisible. If you just copy and paste, you're not actually communicating, you're just acting as a middleman for an algorithm. The real magic happens when you take the AI structure and then inject your own opinions, your own stories, and your own weirdness into it. That's how you actually connect with people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so if how can students and professionals adopt their writing style for different audiences, such as teachers, employers, or social media followers?
Hmm. It's all about knowing which version of yourself you're bringing to the table. For a teacher,
For
you're
example,
proving you've done the
teacher,
work.
you just tell me about teachers.
For teachers, the goal is usually demonstrating a specific level of understanding. You want to show that you've grasped the concepts, so you lean into the specific terminology they've taught you and follow the structural rules they're looking for. It's less about your personal voice and more about proving you can handle the material. Does that make sense, or do you want to dive into the others next?
Yeah, it makes sense. So, what role do grammar, vocabulary, and sentence structure play in communicating ideas clearly?
Think of them as the infrastructure. Grammar and structure are like the roads and signs in a city. If the signs are missing or the roads are broken, people get lost, and it doesn't matter how beautiful the destination is. Vocabulary is more like the paint. Using the perfect word can make a point vivid, but using a word that's too complex, just because it sounds smart, usually just creates a roadblock.
Okay.
The goal isn't to be correct, it's to be understood.
Mm-hmm. So, how can people overcome writer's block or fear of expressing their opinions in writing?
Writer's block is usually just perfectionism and a scary mask. We get paralyzed because we're trying to edit the sentence while we're still writing it. The best way to break that is to give yourself permission to write something truly terrible. Just tell yourself, I am going to write the worst possible version of this paragraph. Once the pressure to be brilliant is gone, the words actually start to move again.
Okay. So, finally, what daily habits would you recommend for anyone who wants to become a confident writer and communicator?
The best habit is actually a bit counterintuitive. Read things that aren't just educational. Read for pleasure, fiction, essays, or even a well written newsletter. When you notice a sentence that makes you feel something or makes a complex idea click, stop and ask yourself why it worked. Then, find a low stakes place to write every day, whether it's a journal or even just a few thoughtful notes in your phone. The goal is to make the act of putting thoughts into words feel like a reflex rather than a chore. The
Okay.
confidence comes from the repetition,
Okay. That was a nice
and that's the secret
conversation
sauce.
on the topic. Thanks a lot for enlightening us with the bright future of how to write better and communicate our ideas clearly. I hope this conversation was useful for our viewers. Thank you so much.
It was a total pleasure. I really enjoyed diving into this with you. I have a feeling anyone listening is going to walk away feeling a lot more confident about their voice. Take
Thanks.
care.
Thank you. See you in the next session. Bye bye.
Bye for now. Can't wait for the next.
So, thank you viewers for watching us on the topic write better and communicate your ideas clearly. I hope you find something here in our conversation, and I hope you'll improve your writing and communicate your ideas clearly. So, see you in the next session with ChatGPT. Until then, keep learning, keep going. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.